If you think Botox and cosmetic procedures are just for women, think again. More and more men are valuing their skin health and wanting to keep their skin as healthy and as young looking as possible. While men's aesthetics used to have a big stigma attached to it, now this niche area is really becoming of movement. And I am seeing more and more men in my office coming in asking for procedures to help them feel and look rejuvenated, but still natural and like themselves. I'm Dr. Alice Mina. Welcome to my channel, The Skin Reel, where I give real people real information about their skin so that they can make informed decisions. Sound good? Let's get into it. This is my weekly recap episode where I break down my key takeaways from my most recent interview. This time it's Dr. Bradney Gladney. He is a practicing dermatologist on the Upper East Side of Manhattan and a cosmetic expert for both men and women. And in this episode, we took a deep dive into what is driving this movement of men seeking out more cosmetic procedures, but also just investing more in their skin health. If you want to hear the full episode, be sure to check it out after this short one. Now, maybe you're a guy, or maybe you have a spouse or a partner who's a guy, and you've noticed that they're starting to say things about their look or their appearance. Maybe they've noticed their hair thinning. Maybe they've noticed that they're looking more tired under the eyes. Or people always think they're angry because they have some scowl lines between their eyebrows. These are real concerns for men, and men are starting to finally seek treatment and seek options for these concerns. And while the aesthetic arena used to be really solely for women and maybe a very niche subset of men, more and more men are seeking out procedures to help themselves look not necessarily younger, but maybe more vibrant, more refreshed, less angry, less tired. And a lot of things could be driving this. It could be how we are looking at ourselves more and more. We are on Zoom calls, seeing ourselves from different angles. We take photos everywhere, and those photos are splashed all over. And we see photos of people from all over the world. We no longer have just our immediate community and families to compare ourselves to. We now have the world. And we are seeing a subset of people aging really, really well. Think Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, George Clooney. These celebrities seem to look amazing despite getting older and older, and you can tell that they take care of their body, they take care of their skin, and men are starting to wake up to this and realize, wait a minute, if they can do it, I can do it too. Now, I know we often think of skincare as something for women. I mean, think about Sephora, Ulta, all these companies and brands. It seems like all their products and marketing are geared towards women. But I do think we're starting to see that change as men want to take care of their skin, and they don't necessarily want products marketed for women. Now, when we think of skincare and aesthetics, we often default to women's routines and the products and the beauty influencers around that. But here's the truth bomb. Men care about their appearance, and not just in a, I bought a 3-in-1 shampoo kind of way. I am seeing more and more guys, more men coming into my practice, either asking for cosmetic procedures or asking for help with certain things, or disclosing to me that they do get Botox and if there's going to be any issues with getting something in addition. I think it's great that men are valuing their appearance and taking care of their bodies, including their skin health. And I think this can be done in a very natural way where you still look like yourself, just the best version of yourself, which is my goal with women as well. You may think, oh, I don't really know any guys who do cosmetics or aesthetic procedures, but I bet you do. I do think there still is a stigma attached to these procedures. So I think a lot of guys are just not open and telling their friends about it. I know that when I have male patients come to see me, they don't want people to know. Sometimes they'll come on a Monday because they don't want their families to know, and they don't mind if their colleagues at work see it, or they're vice versa. They're coming the Friday because they don't want anyone at work to know they're getting things done. But it seems like it's still a bit of a taboo subject for men to openly disclose that they are having work or treatments done. It's not just reserved for a subset of guys. These are dads in your kid's school, your coworker, your partner, the coaches of your kid's soccer team. And what I'm finding is that men just want to look refreshed. They don't want to look done. And sometimes they want help with symmetry and facial balancing. I find a common request for guys is a jawline, a strong jawline. We think of that as being a masculine feature, a strong chin. And if it's maybe recessed and their jawline is not as refined, that is something that men seem to want definitely more often than women, although women sometimes will request chin as well. A great way to do that is with hyaluronic acid fillers or some biostimulants can also do a great job helping to maintain that jawline, as well as some skin tightening devices and laser procedures. I think one of the best options to try first for men, just like with women, is neuromodulators or toxins like Botox. I think this is a great way to start because it's reversible. If you don't like it, you never have to do it again. And we can really titrate it so we can do a very subtle first treatment so that you're not totally frozen. You can see how it looks and feels. And what I find is most of the patients come back in 2 weeks and they say, okay, now I want more. Now I want the full treatment dose now that they've had a little taste of what it can do. And again, my goal with men is to not totally freeze and paralyze the face unless that's what they really want. It's just to soften it up so that they no longer look like they're angry all the time. They look more approachable, and it can also give better light reflection to their skin. So, what is behind this movement of men taking more of an interest in their skin health and appearance? Well, I think a lot of things are changing. Gender norms and traditional gender stereotypes seem to have been blurred, especially in the last 50 years. We have social media. We're looking at ourselves way more than ever before. And I also feel like there's this movement of people who want to age as well as possible, who are really putting in the time and energy and educating themselves on how to take care of their bodies as they get older and wanting to have as much health span and vitality as possible. While men traditionally care about building muscles in their bodies, now that's moving over to also taking care of their skin. Some of the big things I see men asking for, again, the strong jawline, softer frown lines, not necessarily frozen, also just healthier, smoother skin. Maybe they're struggling with rosacea or acne, or they have a lot of sun damage. Maybe they've been getting a lot of skin cancers or precancers, and they want their complexion more uniform and more even. And then, of course, hair regrowth options. This is big for men and women, but for men, this is really a source of a lot of stress for guys. The good news is we have a number of treatments nowadays, medical and cosmetic, that can be used. And I find the best results are when you compare medical treatments with some in-office procedures to maximize that hair growth. And it's the best time to start is when you first start noticing that hair thinning and that hair loss. Don't wait for it to be 5, 10 years later. Men are learning what women have known for a long time. Investing in your body, your health, and your appearance isn't vanity. It's really self-care. And while in-office procedures are wonderful, you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. Really just stick with a good basic skincare regimen. It does not need to be a lot to be effective. And the sooner you can start on this, the better, because those results will be compounded in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, etc. The basics include sunscreen. You must wear this every single day. And if you're going to be golfing or outside or fishing or whatever you're doing, wear a hat. Retinoids are amazing at helping build collagen and even your complexion. This is a great nighttime option. And using a vitamin C serum in the morning can be a great option as well, especially if you have hyperpigmentation. And of course, a gentle moisturizer. That's really it. That's all you need. If you do nothing else but that, you will be way ahead of your friends and colleagues down the road with your skincare. You don't necessarily have to come in and have in-office procedures or do these complicated at-home routines to get amazing skin and to look your best. I think the goal with men in aesthetics is to really just look like themselves, to be natural, but the best version of themselves to help boost confidence. So for you guys out there listening, your skin deserves love as well. So ditch the shame and embrace the glow up. And remember, healthy skin is for everyone. If you want to hear the full episode, be sure to check it out here, and I will see you next week.